that will literally be horseshoed by this facility.
Tonight on Cronkite News, after winning a vote against a rail expansion in Whitman, the future of the project remains in limbo.
Plus, why Arizona veterans took to the Capitol today to protest and the issues that could be impacting them.
And learn more about the diehard fans who helped turn the ASU fan base into a real community. Good evening and welcome to Cronkite News. I'm Macy Markham.
And I'm Jacob Shanker. Thank you for joining us.
We begin tonight as Congress inches closer to ending the shutdown today after a Senate proposition passed late Sunday night.
Arizona Senators Ruben Gallego and Mark Kelly voted no on the deal. The package to end the shutdown promises funding for SNAP and back pay for federal workers. What's missing is the resolution on health care, subsidies Democrats have been searching for. A group of 8 moderate Democrats voted yes after several meetings with Republicans. Both Kelly and Gallego voting no because of the missing subsidies.
I just voted no on this funding deal, and it's because in the richest country in the world, we should be able to afford helping the American people with health care, with their costs.
The proposal is expected to move to the House for a vote soon. Speaker Mike Johnson telling House members to return to Congress now.
At the time of this broadcast, the House has not voted to reopen the government.
The FAA announced that they will prohibit jet flights today at several airports, including Phoenix Sky Harbor. This is the first action in reducing business aviation by the Trump administration during the government shutdown. This comes after a busy weekend of commercial flight cancellations, which will continue into this week. Passengers and those who work at the airport are obviously upset.
I've been up since 4 o'clock East Coast time, and now my flight's canceled. All flights out are canceled. They can only get me on the next one tomorrow.
You know, it's been a really horrible experience here today, and I think there's some change that needs to be done.
As of the airing of this program, Sky Harbor has canceled 81 flights and delayed 419 from Sunday until Tuesday.
Meanwhile, a group of veterans took to the Capitol today to protest. Our Cronkite News reporter Kennedy Humble joins us in the newsroom to tell us what concerns them the most.
At the Arizona State Capitol, veterans and supporters alike gathered to advocate for issues affecting veterans.
No more politics. Stop firing veterans. Thank you.
The group is raising awareness during the shutdown by drawing attention to critical issues affecting veterans and their families. One of them is to defend employment after service. 1/3
of the federal workforce started in the military service and then ended up in federal service, and I think it's so important that we defend, our democratic institutions and the people that make them function. And
they are also asking to stop the deportation of veterans. This is Alex Morello. He says he was brought to the United States as a child, served in the Navy, and was later deported after his service due to a cannabis-related incident.
Please, America, bring our deported veterans home. There are deported veterans. They fought for you.
Morello is not alone. There is no specific data of the number of veterans deported. However, activists estimate that tens of thousands of non-citizen veterans have been deported.
The least that we can do for our veterans is to let them stay home once we serve our country.
The Senate may pass a resolution to end the shutdown at the time of this recording, and the House could follow soon after. In the meantime, these groups say that they will continue to fight for veterans. This was the third stop of the veteran rally after stops in Tucson and Sierra Vista. We contacted the Republican office of Juan Cisamani to comment on these events, and we are still waiting to hear back from him at this time. In the newsroom, Kennedy Humble, Cronkite News.
And if you're planning on heading out to enjoy your day off tomorrow, we've got some closures for you to keep an eye out for. The annual Honoring America's Veterans Day Parade will block roads from Central Avenue to 7th Street. The parade starts at 11 a.m., ending at 1 p.m. The route starts at the intersection of Central Avenue and Bethany Home Road and will travel all the way to the intersection of Indian School Road and 7th Street.
The future of a major railroad construction project near Whitman is uncertain after the Maricopa County Board voted against the railroad company last week. Cronkite News reporter Kira Seepy shows us how the decision impacts the community and what could happen next for the BNSF Fit Rail project.
In Whitman, families say the proposed rail hub would have been built right next to their homes.
This pole right here is the property stake,
turning quiet desert land into 4,300-acre industrial site.
I live in the community that will literally be horseshoed by this facility. We didn't ask for this. We had no way to prepare for this.
But BNSF argued the project would bring major economic benefits to the area, creating thousands of jobs and boosting Arizona's supply chain.
This is a $3.2 billion private investment on 4,321 acres owned by BNSF in northwest Maricopa County. The project includes a new intermodal facility, logistics park, and logistics center designed to support freight movement, warehousing, and distribution needs for the greater Phoenix metro area.
BNSF projects means real jobs for local workers, good middle-class careers that support families and build communities.
BNSF already owns the land, but doesn't have permission to develop it yet.
The community was loud and clear. They just do not want this in this location.
Please deal with the community and the local governments.
BNSF did not respond to Cronkite News' multiple requests for comment, but did issue a statement that said they, quote, remain undeterred and will continue forward with plans. The board and community members leaving the door open for development later.
My vote today does not mean no forever, but it is no for now. Maricopa County supports economic development, but it has to be done the right way.
In Phoenix, Kira Seepy, Cronkite News.
Experts say BNSF will need to coordinate with the county and surrounding cities before trying to advance a rail project again, as residents wait to see what comes next for Whitman.
And coming up next, thousands of pets are waiting to find their forever homes.
That's right, and animal shelters in Arizona are treating overpopulation in a creative way.
When we see a comment on a post right now.
Stay tuned after the break to learn how one photo could change everything.
Will sunny skies continue into our weekend? I don't think so. Stay tuned for your 8-day forecast coming up.
As a teacher, you just want to reach people. You want to make a difference. You want to help them. I have an opportunity to do something I never imagined I would be able to do. Go out and build the best biology class the world has ever seen. When you go into Dreamscape Learn, you put on a set of goggles and you can go anywhere. You can be anyone and do anything. The thing about Arizona State University is they're always thinking about what's next. We can create virtual reality experiences so that you can learn by exploring in a virtual world the way that scientists explore in the real world. And kids can feel that. All these emotions are what help the brain encode information. When I see a student come out of VR, the look on their face is nothing like I've ever seen when I finish a lecture. They look so happy to be there. In that moment, you know that you've reached them.
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. Into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
Welcome back from the break. Animal shelters across Arizona are struggling with overpopulation, leaving thousands of pets waiting for their second chance. But a simple photo or a scroll on social media could change everything. Emily Fox Million shows us how pet rescues are turning likes into lifelong homes.
Come here. Meet Boba, a rescue pup, getting ready for his close-up. His photos will soon hit Instagram, where a single post can mean going home. But not every dog is ready for adoption right out of the frame. Groups like Freedom Frenchie Rescue, where Boba is staying, often take in dogs with serious medical needs, sharing their stories online as they heal and wait.
Some are up for adoption, some are, in the middle, getting bedded, things like that. Some of them have serious medical conditions.
The same is true at the Arizona Humane Society, and it's a full house.
We take in those cases that need some medical help before they can be ready for adoption. It sounds very niche, but we're actually on track to take in 25,000 pets this year.
With numbers like that, space fills fast. Statewide, shelters take in more dogs and cats than they can adopt out. Arizona shelters take in about 40,000 more cats and dogs than they can adopt every year, according to the national database Shelter Animals Count, meaning some pets won't survive. That's why shelters use every tool they have to find homes, including social media, where the algorithm might just be a pet's best friend.
Before these pets meet their forever families, they meet the camera. And shelters say that just one post at the perfect time can be the reason a face like this goes from the screen to a sofa.
And it works.
In the 6 years, 300 dogs have all been adopted through me from being photographed and then adopted right away.
Dog photographer Kimberly Carrillo volunteers her time to help rescue dogs shine.
Very specific on how I like them. Eye contact, ears up, because that's what everybody wants to see.
And for many animals, that personality pop is what gets them noticed.
I think the best part about what we do on social media is when we see a comment on a post that we've done and it says, "Oh my gosh, I'm coming to get this pet right now."
And for Boba, who's still waiting, they hope a perfect picture could mean a happy home. In Phoenix, Emily Fox-Million, Cronkite News.
The Arizona Humane Society says spaying, neutering, and microchipping pets can help reduce overcrowding and keep more animals out of the shelters.
Taking a look at news from across the nation, President Trump pardoned several people involved in the efforts to overturn the 2020 election, including former lawyer Rudy Giuliani. Other pardons included Sidney Powell, an attorney who promoted conspiracy theories about the election, and several people from Arizona. Presidential pardons typically apply to federal charges. None of the people President Trump pardoned were charged with federal crimes, which means the pardons are largely symbolic.
The Supreme Court has turned down the opportunity to take on a case that could have overturned same-sex marriage rights in the United States. The justices turned down a case from Kim Davis, a former Kentucky court clerk who refused to process same-sex marriage licenses. Davis's lawyer cited Justice Clarence Thomas, who had suggested Overfell v. Hodges could be revisited. Today, Justice Thomas and the rest of the court remained silent on the possibility of ending same-sex marriage.
And if you use a credit card at the register, you could see some big changes coming. Visa and MasterCard have reached a deal with retailers to lower merchant fees. It's a fee businesses have to pay for processing transactions with credit cards. This could result in lower prices, but gives retailers the ability to deny some credit cards, especially those with consumer rewards programs. This deal ends a decades-old dispute between the major card manufacturers and businesses. The new fees will need to be approved by the courts before it can go into effect.
This week might give us a break from all that dry heat, and could we even see some rain going into the weekend?
Kayla McDonald joins us now from the Cronkite Weather Center with our forecast.
Yeah, we might see some rain this weekend, but looking at our evening temperatures, already getting nicer in the 70s around the 7 to 8 o'clock hour, and that's because the sun's setting earlier and it's taken our temperatures down with it. So we get into those early morning lows, below freezing up north at Window Rock, 25, Grand Canyon, 26, and at freezing, we got Flagstaff, 32 degrees for those lows in the valley, 60 for Phoenix, 57 Gila Bend, 52 Casa Grande. And for those highs, unfortunately, Yuma still 91, Gila Bend 90, Phoenix we're out of the 90s finally, 87 for that high tomorrow, and up north 66 for Flagstaff, 67 for the Grand Canyon. Now we've been staying hot for a while and it's about to change, and here's why. We've had a high pressure ridge that's been sitting on top of us. Now what this does is it creates those clear sunny skies and it's keeping us hotter, but as this ridge is getting pushed out of the way due to this trough, now what this trough does is it brings that colder air masses down from the north, and it's going to dig down and push our high pressure out of the way. And here comes some rain with that low pressure trough, because low pressure troughs are uplift mechanisms. So it's going to uplift any of the moisture that we do have. And so by Friday morning, boom, good rain chances across all of Arizona, including even a little bit of snow up north. Going into that 8-day forecast, Veterans Day, we have a high of 87, which is pretty nice. Sunny skies. As that trough enters, we're going to start seeing that cloud cover Wednesday, Thursday. Boom, Friday, that trough gets really close. 50% chance of rain with some breezy conditions. Leftover moisture will probably be used on Saturday with that 40%. And look at this. Next week, we got Sunday with a high of 88, and then boom, by next Monday, 69 degrees. From the Cronkite Weather Center, I'm Kayla McDonald.
Thanks, Kayla. Coming up next, the Suns got the win over the Clippers, but they lost in a new and exciting addition to the lineup.
That's right, Macy. Jalen Green re-aggravated that frustrating hamstring injury. Listen to what head coach Jordan Ott had to say after the win and the injury, coming up next on the Cronkite Sports Report.
As a teacher, you just want to reach people. You want to make a difference. You want to help them. I have an opportunity to do something I never imagined I would be able to do. Go out and build the best biology class the world has ever seen. When you go into Dreamscape Learn, you put on a set of goggles and you can go anywhere. You can be anyone and do anything. The thing about Arizona State University is they're always thinking about what's next. We can create virtual reality experiences so that you can learn by exploring in a virtual world the way that scientists explore in the real world. And kids can feel that. All these emotions are what help the brain encode information. When I see a student come out of VR, the look on their face is nothing like I've ever seen when I finish a lecture. They look so happy to be there. In that moment, you know that you've reached them.
The scientists and engineers that support the next mission to Mars could be in this class.
Getting a degree at ASU is a journey that can take you anywhere. Into a world of groundbreaking technology and renowned award-winning faculty. Professors who help you to impact the world. Whether you're on campus or at home, becoming your best starts with learning from the best.
Welcome to the Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Max Williams. Starting off with Sun Devil football, head coach Kenny Dillingham announced today safety Xavier Alford will miss the rest of the season. It's another major injury to the squad, which could explain Coach Dillingham's decision to give the team a week off, a move that might have confused some fans.
I mean, a week off is a relative term, right? It's a week off from going out on the football field. I think sometimes when people use the word week off, they think that, you know, I went over to Disneyland for like 5 days or something. Like, we did not go on the football field, you know, for a week. We did not take a week off. We just didn't go on the football field for a week. So,
Good to meet, Coach. Meanwhile, the Suns are on another 2-game winning streak, with both wins coming against the Clippers. Now, that LA team has a couple former Suns on their roster, but with the positive start in the Valley, I don't think Suns fans are missing them too much. Dylan Brooks is bringing his signature on-court emotion to this team after hitting a clutch 3 and wanting to foul. The villain living up to his name. He loves that. Now, the Suns rode high on the fourth quarter momentum, and Devin Booker did his usual dance in the mid-range, scoring over Chris Dunn. Chris Paul and Bradley Beal are sure to remember that, this time getting the contact. Head coach Jordan Ott knows it's a challenge to keep his team healthy, and after Jalen Green re-aggravated his hamstring in a physical matchup, it's a next man up mentality for Ott.
It's the next man up, and it's just 82 games. It's hard to be healthy, your full unit healthy for 82 games. We'll get tested again, but there's no excuses. You know, we started the preseason in China, coming back, playing the game 48 hours later. This group will have no excuses. We lace them up, go out, play. We're playing almost every other day. We got multiple back-to-backs to end the month. Whoever we put out there, we know will play as hard as they possibly can. The goal is to find a way to beat the other team by 1 point. So no matter who we throw out there, we know that they'll lace them up and compete there as hard as they can.
Staying on the hardwood in the Valley, the men's and women's basketball teams are 2-0 after some wins over the weekend. Seems like Bobby Hurley found some gems in the offseason. Massama Diop is an athletic big from Senegal who played professionally in Spain, and he can run the floor and dunk in transition like this. And even though Pepperdine transfer Mo Odom didn't make this three, he's a starting level point guard who runs the floor well for the Devils. Pretty good leader as well. Meanwhile, Jai Levette, one of the only returners for the Molly Miller era, looked explosive on this tough and one. Securing the win over Eastern Washington. The women's team plays San Diego on the road this Thursday, and the men's team will play top 25 ranked Gonzaga at home on Friday. Could be an exciting time for fans who are just getting to know these rosters. And another electric head coach in Tempe, Kenny Dillingham, has taken activating the Valley to a whole new level for ASU fans. But some have been here long before the recent hype. Our Grace Johnson sat down with one dedicated, lifelong season ticket holder to share his story over the years.
Let's go!
For 50 years, Steve Perez has lived and breathed ASU football.
Got him.
As a season ticket holder, the 69-year-old has only missed one home game during that time.
Tell everybody in my family, don't you get married on an ASU game day, because I'm not coming. And I said, don't die on an ASU game day, because I probably won't come to the funeral.
What began as a bunch of college buddies attending ASU games in the 70s has become a lifelong tradition that starts as a tailgate
Go Devils!
And then fills an entire row at Sun Devil Stadium.
You made it!
Well, it's always been family and friends, because we have 24 seats all in the same row now, and whoever can come in the family lets me know every week, and I make sure there's enough tickets.
For these die-hard fans, ASU football is more than just a team. It's a community built on decades of friendships and tradition.
We just love our family and our friends, and it's a great time to get together.
With so many memories and just so many good friends that have grown up.
After half a century of tailgates and games, the memories for Perez are irreplaceable.
This means a lot to me. This is the last thing in my life that means a lot to me. I said, you know what? I'm going to die before I ever see ASU play the 2 Rose Bowls, and they did last year.
Perez and his crew have seen it all from ASU football, from the Rose Bowl win to the 1975 undefeated season to last year in their first ever Big 12 championship win. However, there was a time when Perez almost walked away from everything and almost canceled his season tickets altogether.
I said, you know, I don't even want to go to these games anymore. I said, I just watch them on TV, packing up for a tailgate, doing all this stuff. I said, it's just not fun anymore. My buddy Phil Curry says, hey, this one more year, we can't stop. And I said, all right. So we did it, and then this is where we are after 1 year.
But loyalty has strengthened Perez's footprint as a superfan, and he has a special request for how his legacy can live on once he's gone.
When I pass, I want to be cremated. And I said, when I get cremated, I want a few ashes sprinkled up at Camp Tonizano, and I want a few ashes sprinkled over here at Sun Devil Stadium.
50 years later, Perez says he and his crew will keep showing up, win or lose, as long as there's ASU football.
Come on, D!
In Tempe, Grace Johnson, Cronkite News.
Awesome story, Grace. We can expect more lifelong fans just like Steve to make the trip out to Mountain America this Saturday for ASU's big homecoming game against West Virginia. And those same fans probably saw the Cards go down 35-0 on Sunday. No team's ever come back from a deficit that large, and they ended up losing 44-22. Jonathan Gannon echoed the difficulties of early deficits in the post-game press conference.
Not our brand of ball today. Got beat pretty damn good, and that falls on me. So just got behind early. Versus a good team, it's tough to dig yourself out. So not a lot of good from out of that game. I was proud of them that they battled there. I've been in games like that where they just want to get home, and that was not the case, so that was good to see. That's the fabric of our team, but they know we didn't play our brand of ball to even give ourselves a shot today to win a game. So we'll go back tomorrow and get to work.
That's it for tonight's Cronkite Sports Report. I'm Max Williams, and if you need to get your mind off that Cards loss, Macy and Jacob have more on a show that always put a smile on my face. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Max. A beloved children's program is celebrating 56 years of educational entertainment.
That's right, and today also marks the release of a new season available on Netflix. Stay tuned after the break to find out which iconic show we're talking about. Can you guess what it is?
This is where Cronkite can be creative.
Welcome back to Cronkite News. You know, a beloved children's show is having a birthday today.
That's right. Sesame Street is celebrating its 56th anniversary.
It's estimated that some 80 million Americans have watched Sesame Street since its debut in 1969. Since then, the show has become well known for iconic characters like Elmo and Cookie Monster, along with becoming the most celebrated children's program in television history. Today also marks the release of the new season of Sesame Street on Netflix, the first time the show has ever been available to stream on the platform. New episodes of the series will also be available on PBS. That's it for tonight's edition of Cronkite News. I'm Macy Markham.
And I'm Jacob Shanker. Thank you for joining us.